You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
A longtime teacher at a local middle school has been suspended after officials say he fought with a student, but wait until you hear his version.
And the countdown is on. The Giving Challenge for dozens of nonprofits across the Suncoast is starting today. How many nonprofit organizations are benefiting from this initiative is straight ahead.
And as gas prices rise, we're going to tell you a few things that you can do right now to make that tank of gas last a lot longer. Those stories plus your first alert forecast. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
Good morning, early risers. 5 o'clock, first day of May. Glad you're with us. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. It was a chilly, beautiful start to the day. What is our day going to look like the rest of the day, John Scalzi?
Pretty much like it did yesterday, I think. We hit 89 degrees as a daytime high yesterday, huh? How about that? And I think we're well on our way to doing the same thing again today. Couple of key points in the forecast. One, the air is very dry, so it's not going to rain. No cooling showers in the afternoon. Two, we get that strong easterly wind that is going to keep the sea breeze very close to the coastline, so you know we're not going to get much cooling effect from the sea breeze either. We are looking at a little bit of fair weather clouds that come by from time to time this morning, kind of riding on this upper level wind across the Gulf waters, but it's all very high, thin clouds, and none of it's going to produce any rainfall. So as we head into the afternoon, we'll continue to watch fair skies across the region. The fair skies will continue to produce a daytime high temperature with all the sunshine around 89 degrees or so. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
All right, talk to you soon. First alert traffic showing all clear so far today in Manatee County. That'll change as the morning progresses, obviously. Checking farther south now to the northern half of Sarasota County. A little early buildup there on 41 southbound as you cross over Fruitville and along the Bayfront, even all the way down toward Bay Vista and Weber. So be aware of that. Not sure why there's buildup there already. And then our final map for the south will show us a little blip there on 41 northbound as you cross through Northport. We also have a live shot right now of what will be a busy intersection later in the morning. This is Fruitville at Tuttle. Busy spot. Take it slowly. 5:02 now on your Tuesday morning.
Well, it is a big day for hundreds of organizations that give their time and money to help those in need on the Suncoast. But today, they are in need of your help.
Today kicks off the annual Giving Challenge. Marla Spence is live from Pines of Sarasota on Orange near 12th. Marla, good morning.
Good morning, guys. The clock is ticking for more than 600 nonprofit organizations, just like Pines of Sarasota. Now, starting today for 24 hours, donations will pour into nonprofit organizations online. Since 2012, the Giving Challenge has invited people across the Suncoast to give to their organization of choice. The neat part of it all is that the Patterson Foundation, which is known to have several initiatives across the Suncoast, will match each and every donation with a minimum of $25 up to $100. We spoke to the programs coordinator with the Family Promise of South Sarasota County, and she tells us the money raised through the Giving Challenge really helps her organization to provide assistance to homeless families struggling to make ends meet. Like her organization, many others on the Suncoast are able to benefit greatly from the challenge.
So within Sarasota County, some of the nonprofits that I've been involved in is Family Promise, of course, Junior League of Sarasota, Child Protection Center, Pregnancy Solutions, and just taking a short poll of each of those nonprofits, the Giving Challenge enables them to further their missions.
Just like last year, the Giving Challenge raised so much money, and they're expected to do the same this year. Last year, they raised more than $13 million just in 24 hours, and those nonprofits were spread across Manatee, Sarasota, DeSoto, and Charlotte counties. Now that challenge is starting today at noon and will end tomorrow at noon. If you want to learn more on how exactly you can help, you'll learn more coming up at 5:30. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. Well, 2 women attacked in 2 different locations in just 20 minutes over the weekend. This morning, a 15-year-old is behind bars accused of both attacks. The 15-year-old, whose face we are not showing because of his age, is accused of first attacking a 19-year-old girl in her Marlin Lake Circle apartment, then a 37-year-old woman at the intersection of 17th Street and Wyndham Drive while she was taking a walk. Both of those attacks within a 20-minute time span. Thankfully, both of the women were able to escape those attacks. That teen was arrested after the second one. Police say he has admitted to both.
It's just very scary. You know, I walk this road all the time, and I lived in there for 6 years and never had no problem.
That is amazing to me, that someone at 15, usually it's a group activity when there's trouble from teenagers, usually there's 2 or 3 or 4, but to have a lone individual, that's, I'm very concerned for his future.
Now, the accused teen was already on supervision because of a previous violation for carrying a concealed weapon. He now faces a burglary with battery charge as well as battery and a probation violation.
A longtime teacher at Brookside Middle School is on paid leave this morning after an incident the day after the Broward County massacre. John Russo says during a track meet, he saw a person with a hood pulled over his face, and the student ignored his request to stop. It turned out to be a 14-year-old who became aggressive and allegedly attacked the teacher. But the school resource officer says based on security camera footage, the student didn't appear to make any threats, and it was Russo who made first contact.
John's trying to protect his school. He's trying to protect the kids, and in this day and age and the heightened awareness that they had that day, how can it become a criminal charge?
Russo's been charged with battery and now faces up to a year in prison. He has been removed from the classroom pending the results of the investigation. The chairperson of the Sarasota County School Board wants to know how a teacher under criminal investigation in Manatee County was hired in Sarasota County. Bridget Ziegler wrote on her Facebook page that safety and security is the top priority, and she is disappointed a local teacher now accused of possessing child pornography made it through the system. She's asking for a process to make sure hiring includes a screening through a state database which flags any teacher under investigation.
The wildfire danger is very real right now. That's the warning this morning from the Florida Department of Agriculture. Now, because of those rising temperatures and lack of rain, there is an increase in wildfire danger levels all over South Florida as well as the rest of the state. Now, just last week, 56 wildfires burned just over 3,700 acres. And there are some tips out there to remember right now. Make sure that you create a family wildlife action plan. Number 2, call 911 as soon as you spot a wildfire. The sooner that you can report it, the quicker they can get to putting it out. Obviously, obey the state's burn bans that are in effect. No one affects you. Never burn on windy days. And if you do burn, make sure that you have a water source nearby. And one that's easy to forget, don't park your car on dry grass.
While gas prices are higher, we've got some tips to give you better mileage. The daily national average, first off, of regular gas is $2.81 now. That's 42 cents more than last year at this time, 42 cents. Crude oil prices are expected to go higher, which increases the cost for our gas. So here are some tips from the experts at AAA and Gas Buddy. Keep up with vehicle maintenance. That could maximize your fuel economy. Watch how you drive. Keep acceleration steady by using cruise control, ideally on the interstate. And use air conditioning sparingly if you can, if you want to save fuel. For additional ideas on saving gas, check out our app. You can find it under WWSB or under My Suncoast.
Well, the new Venice Library is becoming a reality, and if you'd like to learn more about it, here is your chance. There are 2 sessions that you can go to learn more. First one is today from 10:30 to noon. The second one is tonight from 6 to 7:30. Both of those are going to be at the Venice Community Center on Nokomis Avenue. The new library is expected to open in the fall.
Very exciting. By the way, the Lightning won last night, by the way, 4-2.
They did.
Over the Bruins, the second playoff game.
They did. Tying it up right now.
5:08, still ahead, first alert traffic and... Many in Puerto Rico are still bouncing back from the damage of Hurricane Maria. We'll tell you how Tampa is helping residents rebuild their lives.
And coming up a little later in the hour, caught on camera. Yes, that's exactly what you think it is. It is a bear, and it is in a car And of course, it happened here in Florida. The big question, how do you get that bear out of the car? We are going to have the whole story and the answer to that. But first, here's a look at the Empire State Building in New York City. It is a beautiful morning there as well. Everybody's just starting to wake up. The city is starting to come alive. And our weather in our city is starting to come alive this morning. What do we have to look forward to today, John Scalzi?
Pretty nice, actually. We have temperatures that are a little bit cooler than they were 24 hours ago, so it's kind of cool, kind of crisp out there. A few fair weather passing clouds and a big, beautiful moon. So it's a nice start to the day with temperatures 63 Mayaca, Lakewood Ranch 65, Bradenton you've got 64, 65 Sarasota, 66 in Inglewood, and Venice coming in at 67. Through the day today, plenty of sunshine around. That'll boost our temperatures up to about 87 degrees on a rain-free day. Complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Everything all right?
Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery?
Sure.
We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs, stop the crimes.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
I don't know, I think it feels really beautiful outside right now. We have an air temperature of 65 degrees and a dew point value of a very, very pleasant 57. So you combine those two, the temperature and the dew point, and you get a relative humidity of a very pleasant 75. Lots of star shine out there right now and a big bright full moon. So yeah, an absolutely gorgeous start to the day. Now we have this east wind that continues today. The east wind kind of key to the forecast because what that does is basically eliminate the possibility of a sea breeze for 99.9% of our population. Just along the immediate coast, perhaps you might catch a bit of a sea breeze or at least a twist in the winds as we head into the afternoon. It's not going to be strong sea breeze, and in fact, the sea breeze might be entirely kept offshore today as we get a little bit of an afternoon surge in our wind speeds. By 7 o'clock, we're up to about 66 degrees as we head into the noontime hour. Again, like yesterday, plenty of sunshine around, little rain chance, and a temperature of about 85 as we head into 3 p.m., 87 degrees and 82 by 7 p.m. this evening. It should be another beautiful evening with dry conditions prevailing. The Futurecast continues to show that easterly wind. or northeasterly wind right up to the coastline. Temperatures continue to climb. By the time we get to morning, we're still looking at temperatures that are in the lower 60s, but then rapidly increasing by noontime into the 80s. Easterly wind flow continues, and yes, the other coast may catch a brief shower or two, according to this European model, and I think that's reasonable to get a brief shower. I don't think it'll have any kind of large-scale rain showers over on the other coast, and they all dampen out before they ever make it to our coastline. I don't think we'll see anything around here. We'll look for a continuation of the east wind through today, through tonight, through tomorrow, through probably the next few days, and that means the warm weather will continue. Across the nation again, the hot spots back to the west once again. There is the potential of another severe weather outbreak in parts of Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma today. And that's true again tomorrow, really, though it might shift a little further to the west. The chance is pretty good, actually, so that's a problem, of course. The eastern seaboard looks like it'll be just fine, with this big ridge of high pressure being the dominant weather feature. The underbelly of the high producing that easterly wind flow. We get a little bit of rainfall and showery activity down in the very southern tip of the state and into the Florida Straits. Cuba seeing some rainfall, but for most of the state of Florida, we'll probably not even see much in the way of cloud cover today. Just a lot of sunshine helping to boost our temperatures. So sunny and warm again today. Dry this entire week, it looks like. And that east wind continues to keep the sea breeze pinned very close to the coast. So temperatures in most locations probably at least upper 80s, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see a few 90s on the board. As you heard earlier on, the fire danger remains high and is expanding eastward now into the center part of the state. High category for fire danger risk, with a few isolated locations that have a very high category. You might smell some smoke today. Yesterday there were a few specialized burn permits that were issued in the Myakka River District, and some of that smoke could be blown closer to the coastline by that easterly wind. You might smell that this afternoon as those fires are burning. We're looking for an east wind coming in at 5 to 10 knots today. So a nice day to be out on the waters, and the forecast looks pretty good for us too on land for this May Day. 87 degrees our air temperature today, tomorrow about the same. And then as we head into the balance of the week, I think we'll be looking at some pretty warm temperatures as we head into the remainder of the week. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see a few 90s popping up here and there. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic out there this morning. The roads in Manatee County are actually looking pretty decent around this time of the day. Not too much out there to look out for. Even 301 and State Road 70 are actually running smooth at this hour, which is pretty rare for both of those roads. If we head into Sarasota County, those roads aren't looking too bad either. Do have a couple hot spots right there on University Parkway and a little bit on 41 as you're coming close to Fruitville right there. A little bit farther south in the area, those roads aren't looking too bad either. If your commute includes Port Charlotte or Punta Gorda this morning, you're going to have a pretty smooth ride in there as well. 517, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, Puerto Rico is slowly but surely coming back from all the damage that Hurricane Maria caused. Now some help is finally headed to the island.
A Florida charity that was organizing the trip ran out of money before they get to the island, but now they are back in the water. Reporter Chauncey Glover tells us what happened.
Meet the Downs family from Jacksonville, Florida. Mom, dad, 3 kids.
Hey, stop it. I want to get a picture.
And a dog. This ship is home. The kids are homeschooled in the morning, and in the evening, they help mom and dad run the family's nonprofit, Good Samaritan Shipping Ministries.
We provide free shipping to missionaries and crisis relief groups. We run the ministry as a family.
The family has taken thousands of pounds of much-needed supplies to Puerto Rico.
Because they're still, even though it's 8 months later, they're still trying to rebuild.
They were here in Houston picking up donations from various organizations.
This load we currently have mostly medical supplies and building materials.
Now, the organization faced some challenges here in Houston, not raising enough funds for fuel to take the shipment back to Puerto Rico. But a local businessman saved the day.
We are happy to be able to do this. You know, Vulcan as a company is very much into community outreach.
The company donated $25,000 worth of fuel to help the family get to Puerto Rico to make their delivery. The Manchester terminal also helping out, waiving all docking and loading fees. All supplies are now loaded up. The next stop, Puerto Rico.
Without these partnerships, we would be stuck here. And I just think that it's incredible when corporate generosity comes into play like this. Like, they're not getting anything from it. They just want to help, and I think that's beautiful.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. Today is a big day. Apple plans on releasing its iPhone sales report. Why those results could have a big ripple effect on Wall Street.
It's also a big day for the 24-hour giving challenge. It starts today at noon. Last year it raised $13 million for nearly 600 local charities. A live update at 5:30. But first, a peek outside at Atlanta.
I thought you were going to say our window. I was like, no, Ray, we can't see to Atlanta.
No, it's not that clear. There's a live shot right now of downtown Atlanta. Pretty picture. We should see a nice day today again. 87 for a high.
Woo.
Plenty of sunshine, living in paradise and watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
Well, it is no secret that sometimes you have to teach your kids lessons the hard way. One Florida dad decided to take matters into his own hands after finding out that his son was bullying other kids at school. In this case, it was by standing on a corner, making him wear a hand-lettered sign that read, "I'm a bully." Michael Yeager says he was upset after learning that his 13-year-old son Jacob bullied several kids at school, so he made him stand on that busy corner holding the sign. Now, while Yeager believes the punishment in this case fit the crime, that kind of public punishment is always controversial.
I had one woman come up and call me every name in the book.
How do you respond to parents who say putting your son out on a busy road with that type of sign is in fact bullying your own son?
In my mind, I was doing the right thing, but I guess you just can't please everybody.
No, you can't. And no matter how, as a parent, you do choose to deliver discipline, the statistics are pretty surprising. These days, 1 out of every 5 students report being bullied.
A bear in an SUV is like a bull in a china shop.
Now, folks, this may sound like the start of one of Ray's outstanding jokes, but it actually happened to one woman. And, of course, it happened right here in Florida. Dave McDaniel has this strange story.
You'd be startled, too, if a bear was locked inside your SUV and trying to bite and claw to get away.
He was trying to get out every way possible, so he was clawing at the seating liner here, ripped this all down, which then, you know, started tearing apart the air ducts and the electrical. He ate the headrest, or part of it.
Yeah, I don't think she has any fear at all at this point, which concerns us greatly.
FWC says the bear captured in this image, often seen with a yearling or two, is believed to be the same bear in the SUV Saturday night, as well as the bear which badly injured a Maltese Yorkie last week. The same bear which killed a poodle next door to the injured dog.
The bear ran up a set of stairs in order to get up to the enclosure, ripped the enclosure down, and went inside to get the dog.
FWC is also investigating a report that a bear got into an unlocked minivan. All 4 incidents in the same general area in Longwood.
She's doing a bunch of things that bears just don't normally do. You know, breaking into cars, attacking dogs, going into garages. Those are already rare things for bears.
2 traps are in place, and Fish and Wildlife is patrolling the area looking for her, telling one and all to keep garages closed and car doors locked.
But when a bear crosses over to this kind of behavior, we really have to try to catch up with her.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
After about 40 minutes, they were able to coax the bear out of the SUV. It took off, but FWC is still hopeful to get it into a proper trap.
Oh, I don't even have words for that one. Yeah. All right, so just how well are Apple iPhones selling? Well, Apple will finally release its yearly report today, and good or bad, the effects will be felt on Wall Street.
Here are today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, disappointing iPhone sales.
Wall Street will be closely watching Apple. Today, the company will release its second quarter earnings, which are expected to confirm that iPhone sales are down. And doctors are hoping to learn more about how social media negatively affects kids.
An editorial in the journal Pediatrics is calling for doctors to question young people about their social media use during routine screenings. The editorial also says the average kid opens their first social media account at age 11. An American is suing France over a website.
The French government recently seized the site France.com. An American man had purchased the domain name back in 1994, just 2 years after World Wide Web became publicly available. Experts say the site could be worth millions of dollars.
He's about to get paid, indeed.
There you go.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Enamel is the strong white outer layer of your tooth surface. The thing that's really important to dentists is to make sure that that enamel stays strong and resilient for a lifetime. The more that we can strengthen and reharden that tooth surface, the whiter their patient's teeth are going to be. Dentists are going to really want to recommend Pronamel Strong and Bright. It helps to strengthen and reharden the enamel. It also has stain lifting action. It's going to give their patients the protection that they need and the whiter teeth that they want.
It's Macy's Friends and Family event. Get an extra 30% off even on designers that rarely go on sale. Plus, get an extra 15% off any beauty purchase. Now at Macy's.
I want you to show me the way.
You have a big influence on your kids. So teach them the life lesson of cooking. Begin with Ben.
From the moment she walked in the door, we stopped having to go to the pharmacy. Certain prescriptions, my health plan or the pharmacy wasn't even able to get here. And hospice provided them, and all we had to do was call up, and the next thing they know, there was another, a delivery.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins.
To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like. Then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
One neighborhood in Ocala is going under. Literally, you will not believe the number of sinkholes here in just 1 week. We'll have that story.
And it's a big day for more than 600 nonprofit organizations across the Suncoast. The Giving Challenge begins today, and people are asked to donate money. How you can help is straight ahead.
Also today, sea turtle nesting season begins. What you should do if you see a nest on the beach. Those stories and the forecast right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Good morning, and thanks for waking up with us this morning. It is 5:30, and I am Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins. Deja vu all over again in the weather department, John Scalzi.
Absolutely right. Yeah, you know, we are absolutely locked into a weather pattern that's going to provide us with lots of sunshine, little chance of rainfall, and some pretty warm temperatures for this time of year, running around 5 degrees or better above average for the first day of May. Happy May Day, by the way. Looking at some high-level clouds kind of streaming across the area, and really nothing that's going to produce any rainfall for us. And most of the time, we have nothing but starlight out there. But we do have a few banks of clouds that'll kind of brush by us and bring us a little bit of cloud. But no worries, that does not mean rainfall. I shouldn't say no worries. We could probably use a little bit of rainfall around here right now, but we're not seeing any today. Our daytime high temperatures again respond to the heating, getting us up into 88, 89 degrees for a daytime high. Some areas in inland locations probably hitting the 90 mark. No rain across the entire state currently, nor do I really expect much. Temperatures generally running in the low 60s in inland areas and the mid 60s as you get closer to the coast. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
All right, thank you, John. Talk to you soon. Checking first alert traffic. First off in Manatee County. Little build up there on 301 northbound as you head toward downtown Bradenton. Nothing otherwise in Manatee County. Checking farther south now to the northern half of Sarasota County. Still some buildup there along the bayfront in the southbound lanes. Not sure what's going on there already. Otherwise pretty clear. And then checking the final maps toward the south, we'll see nothing to report so far down by Venice and Northport and Port Charlotte. Here's a live shot though on Fruitville and Tuttle. So far so good. Very quiet there. But that gets very busy as commuters come off the interstate and head toward downtown Sarasota. It's a major corridor, of course. We'll check back on that in about an hour or so, 15 minutes rather, here on Good Morning Suncoast.
Well, today it is your chance to give back to any of the over 600 area nonprofits that give so much here on the Suncoast throughout the year.
It's a matching challenge that starts at noon today. Marla Spence is live at one of those recipients, Pines of Sarasota on Orange. Marla, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Starting today for 24 hours, people will be giving to organizations like Pines of Sarasota through this year's Giving Challenge. Now, that challenge invites people to donate any amount they want to any organization they want. The challenge has been happening since 2012. Just last year, in a 24-hour period, the Giving Challenge raised more than $13 million. We spoke to the programs coordinator with Family Promise of Sarasota County, and she tells us the money raised through the Giving Challenge really helps her organization to provide assistance to homeless families struggling to make ends meet. She says this year, the Patterson family, which has several initiatives, will match each donations from $25 to $100.
So it's that match, that one-to-one match by the Patterson Foundation that really empowers nonprofits to do what they need to do. And the Giving Challenge started in 2012 through the Community Foundation of Sarasota. And it's been a huge success for so many nonprofits.
And the countdown is on starting at noon today. That Giving Challenge will kick off and it will go until tomorrow and it'll end at noon. If you want to learn more on how exactly you can help, you can head over to our website, mysuncoast.com, and that's exactly where you can find more information on how you can donate for this year's Giving Challenge. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla. Caught on camera. Take a look at this video. It's out of Brazil this morning, where crews have been working for hours now to put out a fire burning in a building downtown. It started just after 1:30 this morning, and some of the early images show the multi-story building falling in, collapsing in on itself as the flames take it over. Firefighters say that there may have been victims, but so far none are confirmed just yet.
New details now on a fatal shooting in Northport. Police say the man who fired the shot will not be charged, calling it justifiable homicide. Police responded to a house on Hyde Park Avenue at 4:30 a.m. yesterday. They say a Matt Mullins of Northport shot and killed James Cerna of Punta Gorda outside a woman's home. Now, a police spokesman says that Mullins shot in self-defense.
We believe that he is the aggressor in this situation and that the shooter in this case was in fear for his life and took action into his own hands.
Well, they say the man who was killed was the aggressor toward a female resident in front of her house, and that Mullins had the proper permits. The shooting remains under investigation.
Well, the Manatee County tax collector is suing the website Airbnb. ABC 7 obtained a copy of that lawsuit, which in part says the popular travel and lodging website is not paying its fair share in taxes. The Manatee County tax collector is trying to collect on the short-term lodging tax, and that's for rentals that last just 6 months or less. Now, those landlords are supposed to pay a 5% tourist development tax, but since it's more difficult to track down those landlords and collect them from them individually, Manatee County wants Airbnb to charge that tax up front and then in turn pay the county directly. One local real estate broker hosting Airbnbs in Manatee County says the county would be insured to get more tax dollars if they do win the lawsuit.
I think it would just benefit the county as well as making it easier for the homeowners if Manatee County did sign an agreement with Airbnb and some of the other hosting companies. It makes it easier on the guests and easier on the owners, and they will be insured to get their money.
Now, we did reach out to the Manatee County tax collector for a statement, but they were told by their lawyers not to comment.
Now to a developing story in Central Florida. Look at this. In the past week, at least 10 sinkholes have popped up or popped down in Ocala. They're forming around a retention pond there. Several homes had to be evacuated. City leaders are now trying to figure out how to fill in those sinkholes and stop them from developing again. Well, today is the day some local golfers have circled on their calendar. The city-owned Bobby Jones Golf Course in Sarasota starts its summertime rates program. It allows golfers to pay a flat fee in golf as often as they want from May 1st to October 31st. The program costs $295 for 6 months. A discounted rate is offered for those who choose to walk instead.
Well, speaking of walking, be careful where you walk on the beach. Sea turtle nesting season officially kicks off today. Now, they're going to do most of their hatching, of course, on the beach at night. Moat scientists say that they're going to be posting the turtles' nests with yellow sticks to protect them. And then, of course, while they're doing that, they're going to be gathering some data. And it's also a sign to help limit public interaction. Last year, there were over 4,500 nests over 35 miles in Sarasota and Manatee counties. Now, each nesting female turtle averages about 6 nests with about 100 eggs each. That's a lot for a mama. Though they are cute, scientists say it is important to avoid disturbing those sea turtles. When you see those nests, just stay away from the nests.
If you're out walking on the beach, even your cell phone or flashlight can be enough to disturb a turtle or hatchlings, and beach furniture can get in the way. So if you bring chairs to the beach, take them with you. If you build a sandcastle or dig a hole, knock it down or fill in the hole before you leave.
Which is very good advice when it comes to those holes, because some of those hatchlings are so small they actually get stuck in some of the holes that are left by us humans. Now, nesting and hatching season ends at the end of October.
All right, 5:38 right now, still ahead, latest and first alert traffic, and
it's a video that has gone viral. I love this so much. Wait till you see this. It's a Sarasota police officer, and he's signing off for the very last time, the emotional speech he gave on his final day.
Here's a live picture of the White House in Washington. Look at that, the top right light is on.
Barron getting his milk this morning.
50 degrees right now, chilly in Washington. Not the case here at all, John Scully.
No, not at all. Well, I sound like a broken record, but there's absolutely no problems whatsoever with your morning commute this morning. All the inclement weather boxes remain unchecked, as your drive time should be just fine weather-wise. Low 70s as you head out the door, and then as you come back, probably low 80s after a daytime high in the upper 80s. And all the airport hubs serving the Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport running on time, according to the FAA. Complete forecast in a minute.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jaffe Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs. And you learned how to not ignore yours. I discovered how to make healthier meals. And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. It's gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. So wet.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Some nice shots in it. Well, Ray, first of all, asked me if this is a gluten-free pancake. In fact, it is not. It is our big, bright, beautiful full moon out there this morning. Stonecastle sent this in. Thanks so very much. It is a gorgeous full moon. Myakka State Park from James White. Thank you for sending in that shot. A big, beautiful moon at its peak this morning. Terrace Bay last night, Susan Humphreys, thank you very much. A frequent contributor sitting in a beautiful shot of the setting sun yesterday. It was a glorious sunset. It should be a glorious sunset again tonight. In fact, it'll be a very pretty sunrise, I suspect. We'll have a few fair weather clouds kind of moving in from time to time, but on balance, a very pristine sky out there. So it should be pretty nice. 65 degrees the air temperature, dew point value a very comfortable 57 degrees, and an east wind continues to blow at about 9. With this air so dry, it is going to be really hard to wring out a shower anywhere across the state of Florida. Certainly not for our area, I don't think. Again, today, sunny, dry, and warm. That's the name of the game for today and probably for the next several days, I should imagine. 7 a.m. temperature about 66. We'll keep it climbing till we get to about 87 by 3 p.m. Again, rain-free sky in the afternoon, but maybe we get a little brief period of a few fair weather clouds that come our way between around noon and 3 o'clock, but that should give way to mostly sunny skies, or clear skies, I should say, as we head into the evening hours. 82 by the time we hit 7 p.m. and sunset time, and it should, as I mentioned, be a glorious sunset. Our hour-by-hour forecast continues to show that easterly wind flow, keeping the sea breeze really at bay right straight through the evening. I don't see much of a twist in our winds close to the coastline, with the winds as strong as they will be in the afternoon. We'll probably get a little bit of a surge out of the east. Now, the one thing that could do is take a little smoke from some of the fires that are in inland areas that are actually prescribed burns for very select locations. And that will allow for some of that smoke perhaps to be pushed back toward the coastline. Maybe a few showers over on the other coast, but those should dissipate before they ever make it into our area. So we'll remain rain-free today, tomorrow, the next day, and the fire danger will continue to increase. High pressure, the dominant weather feature for us, bringing us that easterly wind flow, taking the moisture from Gulf waters and feeding it into a low-pressure area back to the west. This four-corner upper-level low will continue to produce the potential for some very strong storms today in parts of the open plains. Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma all have the potential of seeing tornadic activity a little later on. For us, high pressure remains with us, bringing us sunny, warm conditions, dry conditions, and the east wind keeping the sea breeze pinned extremely close to the coast, or maybe not even able to form at all, and that should make it warm really right straight to the beaches today. So very, very warm conditions. Titan radar, clean as a bell right now, and again, the hot spot back to the west, which is where we're expected to see some of those storms build. This is the thunderstorm outlook, or the severe storm outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, and you can see the bullseye in the open plains today, and tomorrow it even expands to include some of Texas. I think this will be making headlines in the news over the course of the next 48 hours. So for us, things look pretty good, I would think. We're not going to see much in the way of any kind of threat of severe weather. On Thursday, it expands, the risk expands actually into the heartland, so watch for that if you're traveling. Otherwise, east wind comes in at about 5 to 10, kind of surging a little bit during the later evening and during the early part of the nighttime to about 15. We'll look for a moderate chop and 2-foot seas. Forecast like this, temperature in the upper 80s today, tomorrow, the next day, and in fact, as we head into the weekend, it'll be really steamy out there. There's not much that changes in the extended range forecast. Don't see much in a rain chance. Maybe a little cool down as we head into Sunday with the next front that comes our way. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic out there this morning, and not too much to see right now in Manatee County. 301 and State Road 70 starting to pick up a little bit, as are the bridges starting to see a little bit more congestion around this time of the day. In Sarasota County, those roads aren't looking too bad out there during the day. Starting to see a little bit of a slowdown right there on Bee Ridge Road, but not too much else going on in Sarasota. A little bit farther south in the area, those roads are looking pretty decent as well. If you're heading out the door and farther south in the area, your commute will be an easy one. It is 5:48, and that is your first alert traffic.
In this hour's Health Smart, it is May 1st, and finally, flu season is winding down.
I'd like to second that, finally.
Yes.
A new study published in the scientific journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, that is a mouthful, estimates that thousands of lives were saved by that flu shot. The CDC found that the vaccine was about 36% effective for this flu season. Now, the study found that about 20% effective vaccine could prevent about 61,000 deaths. Doctors say if more people would get vaccinated, it could help cut down on the spread of the virus overall, preventing more illness, of course, and then more deaths that it leads to.
Well, here's a nice story. This Venice high school student is in the running for Southeastern Youth of the Year from the Boys and Girls Club. 18-year-old Ricky Tedesco won the statewide honor 2 weeks ago. He's an honors student with nearly straight A's. Tedesco says he plans to pursue a career in music. He says the Boys and Girls Club changed his life. That's not a bad thing to say. He'll now represent Florida in the Southeastern Youth of the Year Award in June in Atlanta. He says either way, he's already a winner thanks to the support he's received for the past 11 years from the Boys and Girls Club.
Well, grab your Kleenex. This one might be the best thing that you're going to see all week, and it's only Tuesday, I know. After 30 years of service, a Sarasota police officer signed off for the final time as he gets ready to retire, and his emotional farewell has gone viral. Officer Andre Jenkins did on his final patrol shift over the weekend. Cameras were rolling as he signed off.
I had plenty of good times and a lot of good memories over my career, and I appreciate it. I'll cherish them for the rest of my life. I wish you all well and a safe tour of duty. It's 6106, Officer Andre Leroy Jenkins Jr. ID 1000. 10-7.
Oh my gosh, the Sarasota Police Department, they tweeted out this clip. It's now been retweeted over 5,200 times as of this morning. It even got President Trump's attention. The president retweeted it from his official Twitter account. These things break my heart every time. Seriously, just...
It really did, didn't it, for you?
It did,
yes.
Yeah, it chokes me up. They're so beautiful. I mean, they've given 30, in his case, 30 years of service. This has become like such a part of his life, and to say goodbye is a big deal.
How nice to go out of your career on top like that, though,
absolutely.
You know?
Thank you for your service.
Yes. Well said. 10 to 6 right now. Here's a live shot of Capitol Hill in Washington. That looks so pretty out there, doesn't it?
It's beautiful this time in the morning. Lots going on there this week.
Yeah, it's 55 degrees right there in D.C. A little milder here as we wipe from Washington to the Rosemary District. Darker here, thanks to John's curvature of the earth, he'll tell us probably. We're going to update the day's top local news headlines next, right here on Good Morning Suncoast.
Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC 7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC 7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC 7 is seeking a part-time media controller to manage various stages of video on-air content playout. General computer skills are an absolute must. Visit mysuncoast.com/job-of-the-day to apply.
Welcome back. It is 5:54, and here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
A man who shot and killed another man in Northport will not face charges. Police say he was in fear of his life and the shooting was justified.
Plus, with a lack of rain and rising temps, the wildfire danger is very high right now. Make sure that you report any fires immediately, have a plan for your family to evacuate if needed, and make sure that you obey any of the burn bans that are in effect right now.
And this Venice High School student is up for Southeastern Youth of the Year from the Boys and Girls Club. Ricky Tedesco will go to Atlanta in June. He won the state title 2 weeks ago. This 18-year-old is an honors student at Venice High School, taking all advanced classes and wants to be a musician.
Well done. I love that story. Coming up in the next hour, the caravan of migrants that arrived from Central America this weekend are standing firm. They are at the border. Some have let in. We'll tell you where it all stands as of this morning.
But first, let's get the forecast for this Tuesday. Here's John Scalzi.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. That east wind is going to continue again today. It could blow some smoke from interior county fires toward the coastline, so watch for that. Also, it's going to help with some of the red tide issues further to our south, and by that I mean from Charlotte Harbor southward. Any kind of red tide toxins in the air will be blown back out into the waters. But for the most part, we don't have any such issues here, as with that easterly wind flow, we won't see much of a sea breeze, and a lot of people will be at the beaches, and that's a good place to be. No red tide reported at any of our coastal water sampling locations. 4 beach balls out of 4 for your sunset quality tonight. The east-northeast wind will continue at about 5 to 10. Back to you.
All right, very good. Thank you, John. Got a full hour of news straight ahead, including a live update on the Giving Challenge that starts at noon today across the Suncoast.
That's right, and the Bolts are still got it. They're still in the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll have it for you next hour.